Good morning, children. How are you all? I hope you all are taking a good care of yourself. So, children, let us start today's mathematics class. This is class 10th, subject mathematics. Children, today I am going to begin with a new chapter, that is chapter number 12, area related to circle. Circle chapter I have taught you, but in this chapter we are going to deal with area related to different figures which are related to the term circle. Correct? So this is lecture number 1. So children, in lecture number 1, the topics which I am going to cover, they are: number 1, I will make you understand the definition of circle and all its related terms like radius, diameter, semicircle, chord, arc, sector, segment, minor sector, major segment, etc. Fine. After that, children, I will be making you learn the formulae of area of circle, area of semicircle, circumference of circle, area of quadrant, area of sector, area of segment, of course. Fine. And children, then we will be doing some questions from exercise 12.1. So children, let us start today's class. Here you can see a big circle. So my first topic is, which I am going to make you recall, that is the definition of circle. Children, circle is nothing but a locus of a point which moves in a plane in such a way that the distance, whatever point I am going to take on the boundary, they are at the equidistance from this fixed point which is known as the center of the circle. Correct? This fixed point O is known as the center of the circle, and if I am going to take here millions of points, then the collection of all those points in this plane figure is going to form a circle. But make sure whatever points, children, you are going to take over here, the distance of those very points from the center point must be fixed. It is fixed, it is equal. And this distance is known as radius of the circle. If somebody asks you what is the definition of radius of a circle, you will simply say that radius is a line segment whose one end point lie on the circumference of the circle and another end point is the center itself. Clear? Now I am going to switch to the next term, that is diameter of the circle. Here you can see that R dash is the diameter of the circle. Diameter is nothing but the double of radius. So how to define it? Diameter is a line segment whose one end point lie, whose both the end point lie on the circumference of the circle, and of course it passes through the center point also. Clear? So here you can see that A dash A, R dash, they all are diameter of the circle. Correct? Now the next term is define chord. Children, here you can see in this diagram that PQ is a chord. So how to define it? A chord is a line segment whose both the endpoints lie on the circumference. Circumference is nothing but the boundary of the circle. Whose both the endpoints lie on the boundary of the circle, but it does not pass through the center. So what is the difference between chord and the diameter? Both the end point of a diameter also lie on the circumference of the circle. Similarly, both the end point of a chord also lie on the circumference of the circle. But chord does not pass through the center. Here you can see. Fine. But diameter always passes through the center. Correct? So can we say that diameter is the longest chord? Of course. Diameter is the longest chord of the circle. Fine. If you draw millions of chord in this circle, you will always found that the length of the diameter is the longest of all. This is greater than of all the lengths of the other chords. Clear? So one term related to diameter I am going to include in it, that whenever a diameter divides a circle, it divides it in two equal parts. Here you can see, children, that this is semicircle formed. Suppose if I take A dash A as the diameter, then definitely this above as well as this below part will be considered as the semicircle of the circle. Fine. So you can say that a diameter divides the circle in two equal parts. So what do we call these two parts? As semicircles. Clear? Now the next related term is, what do you mean by arc? Here you can see, children, this ABR, a continuous piece, a continuous part of a circle is called an arc. So how do we write it? We can write it like this, RBA, and this is the symbol for arc. Similarly, children, here also you can write like this is N. Suppose if here I write down M also. So it would become R dash MN. This will become an arc. Clear? So arc is nothing but the continuous part of a circle. Children, here you can see that M R dash N. This is also an arc. Fine? Okay. Instead of taking that point M, I have placed it over here. Fine? Now I am going to discuss about the types of arc, that is minor arc and major arc. Clear? Children, here you can see that RBA, this is minor arc. Why? Because it is going to cover a minor part only. The minor part of the circumference it is going to cover. But if I talk about R dash and A, this complete arc, this one, R dash A, this will be known as major arc. Clear? Next comes the quadrant of a circle. Quadrant of a circle is nothing but the 1/4 part of a circle. Suppose here if I have drawn one radius, then you can see that this complete region is nothing but the 1/4 part of the circle. Here also this is 1/4 of the circle. And if I am going to draw a diameter, then again this is 1/4. This is also 1/4 part of the circle. So quadrant is nothing but the 1/4 part of the circle. Now children, our most important point is, what do you mean by sector? As I have just told you about minor and major arc, so definitely using the same arc we are going to draw the minor as well as major sector. Here children, you can see that RBA is a minor arc. Okay. So using this arc, I have just drawn a minor sector. But if I am going to talk about the rest of the part, so that will be known as major sector. How? Please be alert. First of all, you must be knowing what do you mean by sector. Sector is the region which is enclosed by two radii and the corresponding arc. That depends whether the arc is minor or whether the arc is major. Correct? So let us understand this concept while this smaller circle, here you can see that this is center point O. Here I have taken 2 points P and Q. I joined O to P and then O to Q. You can see that they both are radii. So children, how will you give the name to the minor sector? Sector is that region which is enclosed by two radii and one arc. This is minor arc. So definitely OPQ. OPQ. This will be known as minor sector. Correct? But if I talk about O, P, R, then Q, O, means this complete part. So this will be known as major sector. Why major sector? Because this is also the region which is between two radii and the major arc. Correct? Okay. Here comes the next topic related to the segment. How to define segment, children? Let us understand the definition of minor segment as well as major segment using this circle. Here you can see, children, what is minor segment? Minor segment is nothing but the region which is bounded by a chord and the minor arc. Here PMQ is the minor arc. PMQ is minor arc. So the region which is bounded by a chord and the minor arc is known as minor segment. If I talk about the major segment, then how will you give the name? You will give the name like this: P, R, Q, and then ultimately you can reach on P again. It will be P, Q, R, P. This region is known as major segment. Why? Because this is corresponding to the major arc. Got it? Now the next definition is of secant, that I have already explained you earlier. Secant is nothing but a line which intersect the circle at 2 points. Children, you can see that this is a line L which is going to intersect the circle at 2 points. Correct? So this line L will be known as secant of the circle. But for example, if I am going to talk about the tangent, what do you mean by tangent? Tangent is always drawn from the external point of the circle. So whenever there is a line, you can say, or you can call it a ray also, that whenever there is a ray drawn from the external point of the circle, then it is going to touch the circle exactly at one point. You can see that this is point Q and it is known as point of contact. Correct? So this PQ will be known as the tangent of the circle. Clear? If anybody asks you the difference between tangent and secant, then you will say that secant is a line which intersect the circle at 2 points, but tangent is a ray, or you can even call it a line also. Fine. Which is always drawn from the external point of the circle and it always touches the circle exactly at 1 point. Correct? Okay, now children, I am going to discuss about the formulae which we are going to learn in this chapter. The very first formula is area of circle. Means I am going to calculate this complete region. Look, so this, how to calculate the area of this complete circle, that formula you know, that is pi r square. Correct? The next formula is area of semicircle. Semicircle, I have just explained you, is nothing but the half of the circle. Correct? Suppose if I am going to draw a diameter over here, so this region as well as this region, this is known as semicircle. Correct? So as the area, this diameter has divided the complete circle in 2 parts, so definitely the area will also be divided in 2 parts. So the area of the semicircle is pi r square by 2. So children, if I am going to talk about the area of quadrant. Quadrant, I just told you what is quadrant. That when complete circle is going to be divided in 4 equal parts. In how many parts? In 4 equal parts. So here this is center point O, this is B. So this AOB is known as the quadrant of the circle. Similarly, this is quadrant 1, this is quadrant 2, this is quadrant number 3 and this is quadrant number 4. So when complete circle is divided into 4 equal parts, so how can we calculate its area? It will be pi r square by 4. Clear, children? Next comes the circumference of the circle. Circumference of circle. Circumference, you know, that is nothing but the boundary. So how to calculate the length of this complete circumference? That will be equal to 2 pi r. Correct? So the circumference, or I should say that the length of the boundary of the circle is 2 pi r. Clear? If I say the circumference of the semicircle, again that would become half only. So this is 2 pi r upon 2, that is equal to pi r. Correct, children? Children, basically for these formulae there is no derivation, but definitely through activities it will be taught when you will be taught lab manuals. Fine. Otherwise, you children, you know how the area of circle was derived through activity. How did we calculate the circumference of the circle through activity? That you know very well. This is very simple. So let us revise the formula once again. Area of circle is pi r square. Area of semicircle pi r square by 2. Area of quadrant pi r square by 4. Circumference of the circle is 2 pi r. Circumference of the semicircle is pi r. Clear? Now children, let us understand the new concept, how to calculate area of sector. This is new thing for you to learn. So let me tell you what is the formula of area of sector. This is pi r square theta upon 360 degree. Always remember children, you know that what is sector? Sector is nothing but the region which is bounded by two radii, that is OA and OB, here you can see, as well as by an arc. So this is minor sector, correct? How to calculate its area? Always remember that whenever both the radii, they are going to be joined here, and here you can see that this is complete region which is actually the sector. Okay, so they both are going to form one center angle, let it be theta. So how this formula is derived basically? For this case, children, we have to consider a circular region to be the sector forming an angle of 360 degree. Fine. With at the center point O. Correct. Now we will be applying unitary method. How? When the degree measure of the angle at the center is equal to 360 degree, means in that case you are going to consider that the center angle is 360 degree. Then here you can write is 360 degree. Then area of sector is, when I am going to consider that particular circular region, because you know that the circle is nothing but the complete round, means 360 degree angle will be formed, correct? And here I am going to consider that the center angle is 360 degree. If center angle is 360 degree, then definitely the complete sector will become the complete circle only, correct? So in that case, area of sector will be pi r square, which is actually the area of the circle, correct? Why children I am going to take it this, so that I can let you know that how this formula was derived. So now I am going to apply unitary method when degree measure of the angle at the center is going to be considered as 1. So definitely the area of sector will be pi r square upon 360 degree, correct? Or when angle is going to be considered as theta degree, so it would become pi r square theta upon 360 degree. So this is the area to calculate the area of the sector. So it depends that what angle is going to be formed here at center angle. It can be of 60 degree, it can be of 90 degree, correct? So let us understand this point here only. For example, if this angle, which is a center angle, that is angle AOB, is of 60 degree over here, correct? AO and OB, they both are radii, correct? Yes or no? And when I joined this AB, here you can see that AOB is a triangle formed. Though this AOB, and again I am reaching on A, this was complete sector, fine. But when I joined AB, I got a segment over here. You can see that this is a segment. You can give the name here P. It would become APBA. So this is what? Segment. Complete is sector. And this is AOB is what? This is triangle. Now, how to calculate area of triangle in this case? Suppose the angle is of 60 degree. You know that AO and OB, they both are radii of the circle, correct? If they both are radii, means they both are equal. If they both are equal, it means base angles will be equal. Yes or no? Because it will become an isosceles triangle in that case. So if one angle is of 60 degree and these two angles are also equal, so they will also be of 60 degree each. Yes or no? So when center angle is of 60 degree, it means this will become, AOB will become an equilateral triangle. And you know how to calculate the area of an equilateral triangle? That is root 3 by 4 a square. Here a is nothing but the radius of the circle, which is actually the side. Here you have to consider these two sides. Correct? So right now I am going to make you understand how I have got the formula of area of sector. This is about sector. Children, for example, if I ask you, can you tell me how to calculate the area of this segment? Just have a look. If I subtract the area of the triangle from this area of complete sector, so definitely I will be getting the area of this region, that is segment. Yes or no? So the area of segment is here in our hand. How to calculate? Area of sector minus area of triangle. Now it depends that what kind of triangle is going to be formed. As I told you, if theta is 60 degree, means center angle is of 60 degree, then it will become an equilateral triangle. Which triangle will be formed? Equilateral triangle. And you know the area of equilateral triangle, that is root 3 by 4 a square. But children, for example, if the center angle is of 90 degree, let us draw it once again. This is a circle. This is center point. Let it be point A and B. For example, this is forming 90 degree angle. Then how will you calculate the area of triangle AOB? Definitely you can consider either this OB as base and AO as height. So the formula which you have to apply, that will be half into base into height in that case. Then also you will be able to calculate the area of this segment, which is minor segment. Again the same formula, area of sector minus area of triangle. But what triangle is this? Which triangle is this? This is right angled triangle. So the formula will be half into base into height. This is area of right angled triangle. Angled triangle. Clear? Understood or not? So children, can you speak what will be the formula of area of minor segment? Here we are dealing with minor till now. I have not switched to the major one. Okay. So this is minor segment, that is APBA. How to calculate its area? Area of sector minus area of triangle. That depends what kind of triangle it would be. It basically depends on the center angle. Clear? So it will be area of minor sector minus area of triangle. Got it or not? Now children, in the same figure I am going to explain you. Suppose if you will have to calculate the area of the major sector. First of all, I am going to shade the major sector, this complete part. How will you give the name? OABO. Correct? This is complete major sector. So how to calculate its area now? Suppose if I calculate the area of the minor sector, that is using pi r square theta upon 360 degree. Then I am going to calculate the area of the complete circle. From area of complete circle, if I hide this part, this complete minor sector, so definitely I will be able to get the area of the major sector. Got it or not? Fine. In the same manner children, if I ask you how to calculate the area of the major segment now, means excluding this part. This is APBA. You are not going to include this part. So exclude it. So what is to be done for that? I am going to make you recall the steps. Number 1, you will be calculating area of sector first. Subtract area of triangle. You will be getting area of minor segment, which I am going to shade right now. Correct? So I have got this minor segment area. Now I have to calculate the area of the complete circle using pi r square. Then I am going to subtract the area of the minor segment to come to know about the area of this complete major segment. Because segment is nothing but the region which is bounded by the chord and the arc. This is chord and this is the major arc. Clear? So children, this was all about the formula. Now I am going to begin with exercise 12.1. Children, question number 1 and 2 are just similar to each other. Only in one question circumference is used and the second question area is used. So I am going to take question number 2. Fine. So please listen the statement carefully and you should carry your NCERT book along with you now. The statement of second question of exercise 12.1 says the radii of two circles are 8 centimeter and 6 centimeter. So here I am going to make two circle, one and another one. The radius of the first one is 8 centimeter and the radius of another one is 6 centimeter. Correct? What else is said? That find the radius of the circle which is having the area equal to the sum of the area of both of these circles. So definitely that will be a little bit bigger circle. Yes or no? So I am going to calculate the area of this bigger circle now. Clear? So what is to be done for that, children? First of all, you have to consider, so let radius of the first circle be R1 which is equal to 8 centimeter. Correct? Radius of the another circle be R2 which is 6 centimeter. Correct? And for this bigger circle I am going to consider its radius as R. According to question, what is said? It is said that this bigger circle is basically its area is equal to the sum of the area of both of these two smaller circles. So can you tell me, if radius is R of this bigger circle, what will be its area? Correct. Its area will be pi r square. So the area of this bigger circle is equal to the area, the sum of the area of both of these two smaller circles. So let us calculate. This is pi r1 square plus pi r2 square. Let us insert the value of r1 square and r2 square here. It would be 8 square, that is 64 centimeter square, plus pi into r2 square is what? 36 centimeter square. Correct? Here you can make a big bracket and you can write here centimeter square. Fine, children? So what I am going to calculate now, I will have to calculate the radius of this bigger circle, means I will have to calculate this r. So what I am going to do, I am going to take pi as common. 64 plus 36 will be there in the bracket. This is pi r square. Pi and pi are going to be cancelled. So it implies to r square is equal to 100 centimeter square. So it implies to r is equal to 10 centimeter, which is nothing but the radius of the bigger circle. Got it or not? So children, question number 1, 3, they are very simple. They are based on the same concept. Okay. So now I am going to switch to question number 4. Please listen the statement carefully. The wheels of a car are of diameter 80 centimeter each. You know that the wheel of a car is nothing but circular in shape. So what is the diameter given? 80 centimeter. Correct? How many revolutions? Revolutions means rounds. Does each wheel make in 10 minutes? So time you will be having given 10 minutes. When the car is traveling at the speed of 66 km per hour. So speed is given, speed of the car, that is 66 km per hour. So children, we are going to calculate the number of complete revolutions, means the number of complete rounds which are taken by the car and the speed of the car is 66 kilometer per hour. Means in 1 hour it is going to cover 66 kilometer distance. Correct, children? So children, here I am observing that speed is in kilometer per hour, time is in minute, and if I am going to talk about the radius of the wheel, that is in centimeter, because the complete diameter is 80 centimeter. So radius, you know, that is half of the diameter, so it would become 80 centimeter by 2, that is 40 centimeter. So children, what should I do? First of all, I must make the same units everywhere. So you know that 1 kilometer is equal to 1000 meters. First of all, I am going to convert it into meters. It would become 66 into 1000 meters. Correct? Now I want time in minutes, because it is given in minutes to me. So in 1 hour there is 60 minutes. So it must be divided by 60. Yes or no? So let us cancel 0. This is 1s, 11s. It would become 1100 meters. It would become meters per minutes. Yes or no? Now the speed of the car is 1100 meter per minute. But children, you just observe the unit which is used for radius. That is in centimeter. So now this meters will be converted into centimeter. If 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeter, then 1100 meters must be equal to 1100 into 100 centimeter per minute. Yes or no? So after multiplying, I have got 1,10,000 centimeter per minutes. Got it? So children, through this we can come to know that in 1 minute, the total distance which is covered by the car is 1,10,000. Got it? So this is the distance. You can call it total distance also, covered by car in 1 minute is equal to 1,10,000 centimeters. Got it? Now children, as we will have to calculate the number of revolutions made by the car to cover 1,10,000 centimeter distance. So the formula for number of revolutions is total distance covered by the car divided by distance covered by the car in 1 round. Distance covered by the car in 1 round. Have a look in the diagram. Suppose if the car is going to take 1 round it has taken. So what it has covered actually? Yes, it has covered the circumference of the circle. Got it? Now children, I am going to calculate the distance covered by the car in 1 round. As I told you that we can call it circumference of the circle also. Circumference of the wheel of the car also. You know the formula of circumference, just explained you few minutes back. That is 2 pi r. Okay. So it would become 2 into the value of pi, you know, that is 22/7, and radius is 40 centimeter. After simplifying it, children, I have got 1760/7 centimeter, because nothing is going to be cancelled. Clear? Now the formula of number of revolutions I have told you. Let us recall the formula. Number of revolutions is equal to total distance covered by the wheel of the car divided by the circumference of the wheel of the car, or you can say that the distance covered by the wheel of the car in 1 round. Children, here we are going to calculate the distance covered by the wheel of the car in 10 minutes. See, the formula for distance is speed into time. Correct? This is actually the total distance divided by what? Circumference of the circle, which I have just found now. Clear? So speed which we calculated, that was 1,10,000 centimeter in 1 minute. Now I have to calculate it in 10 minutes. Must be multiplied by 10 minutes. Yes or no? So it should be divided by this circumference so that we can come to know the number of revolutions. Got it? So now children, let us understand its calculation part. When I multiply 1,10,000 by 10, so I have got 11 lakh, correct? 11 lakh, and this is in denominator, it is 1,760 divided by 7. So definitely it will go above, so I have to take its reciprocal. It will become 7 upon 1,760. 1 0 is going to be cancelled. I cancel them by the table of 11. So here I have got 10,000 and here I have got 16. Now I cancel it by the table of 4. 4 4 is 16. When you divided 10,000 by 4, you got 2,500. Correct? Now again it is divided by 4. 4 ones are 4. So when 2,500 you cancel by 4, you got 625. So 625 into 7 is equal to 4,375 will be the number of the revolutions which will be made by the wheel of the car. Got it? Children, just keep one thing in your mind. The distance which was covered by the car in 1 minute, that was 1,10,000. But children, in formula we learnt that we are going to calculate total distance. Total distance means distance in 10 minutes. Correct? So distance in 10 minutes, how did I calculate? I just took the distance which was covered in 1 minute and I multiplied it by 10. Or you can call it speed also. This is 1,10,000 centimeter per minute. This is per minute. So you are multiplying it by 10 to come to know about the total distance covered by the wheel of the car. Got it? So children, that's it for the day. Now this is the time to get mathematics homework. Please note down your maths homework. Your maths homework is that you have to revise all the taught definitions which I have explained you in today's lecture, that is circle and its related terms. Just revise them. Fine. Learn and write all the taught formulae in your maths homework notebook. Along with it, you have to do question 1, 3 and 5 of exercise 12.1. Clear? And do not forget to do classwork questions. Of course, they are the base of the homework. That is question number 2 as well as question number 4 in your maths homework notebook. So that's it for the day. Please like the video and do not forget to subscribe our channel. Thank you and have a nice day.